Welcome to the studio, it's Froyle here. I'm so glad you've joined me. Today we're working on some fabulous mixed media techniques. You're gonna love this. So this week being Music Week, on Patreon I was playing with some music pages pulled out of fabulous books that I'd gathered from thrift shops, very cheap. You can buy music books. And I was printing, jelly printing, lots and lots of experimenting and playing with colors. But then very quickly it turned into an image transfer lesson, which happens sometimes when you're creating live in the studio on a Friday, 10 a.m. New Zealand time. Now, some of them turned out beautiful, some of them didn't. I was printing straight onto the music notes, but I don't know, man, it just didn't want to work. Some of them were being difficult, and you know how it goes. You have to pivot. If something's not working for whatever reason, just pivot, change, do something else. Don't get upset about it. Just try some other direction. So that one really wasn't working on the music notes, even though I really wanted it to. So then I started printing onto my wet strength tissue, which of course pulls up beautiful. Gave up on printing onto the music notes directly. And then I thought, well, what about if I just put the beautiful transfer onto the music pages like that? That's gonna work. It's a much better idea. So that's what I'm going to do today, is use the music notes and put the image transfers directly on top instead of the prints, which didn't work out so brilliantly. So you can always come up with another idea or another plan if your first idea doesn't quite work. These will work really well as a collage. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to show you the easiest composition for when you're creating collage. Now, I'm not sure which of these I want to use. That one looks beautiful. She looks very Audrey Hepburn, don't you think? I love that beautiful girl there. But then this one is very classical. So she looks great too on top of the music page. We'll decide on one of them, and then I'm going to use some of the prints that didn't work. That's not so great, but I'm liking this color. I like the music notes. It's week 10 of 100 days of collage, so we're still in our music themed week, and we're going to use some of these fabulous pages. Right, so which of these ones do we like? We'll have to decide on the image transfer. I think one of these is going to go on this side of the page. Still can't decide which one. And then we're going to do something different over here. Now, I know I say it a lot, but don't get discouraged if something doesn't work. You can just create something else with it. This image transfer really didn't work exactly how I want, not even close to how I want, but that's a great color, and I like the music notes. That's our theme, so we're going to use this on the page. I'm liking this color. Now, I personally believe that a strata composition is the easiest composition for creating collage. It's basically the strata formation of a landscape, just the layers upon layers of colors and textures. But the secret is you need to vary your colors, and you need to make sure you have a good variety of textures to make it really interesting. You also want to make sure you have a good variety of shapes. So you don't want them all exactly the same, because that'd be boring. So when you're putting a strata composition together, make sure you think about what you can use to create a variety of both texture, color, and size or shape of your layers. So these are going to work well. I'm definitely using the music theme, but then I'm going to pull out some of my other jelly prints as well and add some of these to my beautiful strata formation. Now, you definitely don't want them all the same size. So make sure you pay attention. If I'm going to use that size, then you want that one bigger. And you probably want this one smaller. And you just want to make a good variety of different sizes and textures to make sure your strata composition is going to be interesting. We definitely want some of this to create a little bit of drama with the beautiful black and the marble color in the gold. Yes, that is glorious. You definitely have to have some of this. And a few more of my jelly prints from my fabulous time that I spend in the studio with my patrons. Yay! So we'll have some of this as well. Or maybe some with the circles. Now I'm not going to be able to decide until I actually start looking at all of my options. I'm going to pull out some more of my jelly prints. This is from my text stencil. That color's going to work really well, and I really like the shape and line of that script. What about some of my new number stamp? Yes, that's going to work. Whatever's laying around, and there's a fair bit at the moment laying around in my studio. Oh, even a piece of this would be great, because this has got a really different texture to it. It's got a different shape, and that'll create more interest. You know, I don't think I'm actually going to be able to get all of these pieces onto this page. Maybe I need to stop looking. Okay, one more. How about some of my beautiful numbers stamp in the bronze on black tissue? Oh, that's going to look amazing. So now it's going to come down to the choices. Which of these do I actually really want to have on my page? The textures are beautiful. The colors are working. And it's going to just be a matter of deciding which ones I like the most. Oh man, it's too many to fit. You know what I'd really like to do? I'd really like to add something super interesting with one of these image transfers. What about this one? I pulled this one last on the plate as I was chatting with Libby before we finished up. This was the very last print I did. I was really just cleaning up the jelly plate. That's why it's kind of got a couple of tones on it. And it's a little blotchy, but it looks pretty good, right? I think it does. What about if we put some eyes in our strata composition and made it really interesting? That'd be fun. I like the feel of this print. All right, we'll start here and then we can always trim it. But, you know, if I cut it too short to start with, I won't be able to lengthen it. So I'm not sure how much I want to keep. But we're going to start with, it's the eyes that have it, right? So it's going to go in here. Which of these are we going to move away? It's definitely going to go in here like that. She takes up the full width of the page, so that looks fabulous. We want to have her somewhat centered because that's going to be the strongest focal point. I really do like this copper color next to the violet, and there's a little bit in the print here that was left on the plate. So that's working. Do we want her lips or do we just want her eyes? But her fingers look good. Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, so we could put it like that. Or if we go up higher, or we could go up higher. That's kind of really mysterious. I don't mind that. And if we're going to put that lovely copper color there, we could really get away with the drama of the black and the bronze, because that could work with some numbers. Yes, yes, are you feeling it? Are you with me here? That could look good on there. I'm liking this for the bottom because it's kind of really strong with that texture on the paper there. but I don't want those two numbers next to each other, even though I do like this. Maybe we'll put the numbers up the top here. Not feeling it. I think it needs to be a deeper color. So maybe we'll go with that, or we could put the music note there. That's kind of working. You see how it goes? You just kind of have to juxtapose it around to see what looks good next to each other. And every time you add something, it kind of changes the dynamic. I really don't mind that piece. That could be there, but we want something strong for up here. So that could be an option. The black and gold is an option. Or if we don't want it that strong, then we could use some of the image transfer that didn't actually work up there. Do we like that? I don't know. I do really like this, and I would like to sneak a piece of it onto it somewhere. I think it's a great line. I really like the texture. Maybe we could sneak it in down there. That could work. Do we like the black up here, or is it too heavy? I don't know. I'm thinking it looks okay. Well, I could start gluing it down because I seem to change things as I put them down on the page using my beautiful art journal. And I'm thinking we need a bit more of the violet color because we don't have anything other than her eyes. So maybe some of this print, which is one of the, music pages that I was jelly printing. That's got a nice coat of the violet on it with the notes. So that could work. Yeah, that could work. That's going to then bring that color into it. But then we'll have to change this one. Oh man, change that one out and put the violet colored piece in there. Yes, I'm liking that a bit better. But I think I'll start with gluing the top and the bottom down, because then I feel like I will probably change things as I start moving along. But seriously, this is the easiest composition for collage because look, you just got to glue them down. You don't really have to think too much. You just have to decide what colors you like and what size of that color you want and what textures you want to put together. It really is a whole lot of fun. What you have to think about is which layer you want on top and which do you want underneath. So if I want this one on top, then I have to put this one down first, like that. Or do I want my numbers on top? I know, right? Such decisions. I think I'll put this piece down, then put my numbers on. Don't forget you need to vary the size of your strated layers, but also who says it has to be straight? If you look at any landscapey stratas and actual nature, they're not perfectly straight, and that's the inspiration of a strata composition. So, you know, oh, we're getting close to our eyes, so maybe we should put those down next because they need to be in the right place. So I'm thinking probably there makes a great focal point. Then we can decide how much we want to show of this fabulous image transfer. Right, so that's down. Well, give it a bit of a brush over so that it's nice and smooth. Yay. So do we still want the black and gold at the top? I'm thinking so. It looks pretty nice. I might just give it a straight edge, seeing as it's going to be right against the paper. And I think it still looks rather beautiful. A little glamorous. Yes, we're doing it. Right, so I'm pretty sure I wanted something else next to that. I think it was this tiny little piece here. Yes, I like that. The color's beautiful on the side of the page there, right across, there to there. All right, let's do that. That's looking beautiful. Now, I can't actually remember which of the pieces I thought I might want to put here. which is fairly typical. I could use that one, but then I don't want the music notes above and below her eyes. I think that's a little, I don't know, I'm not feeling it. And we could use that one. That one works well. The numbers definitely could work. But I think I'll start with this beautiful piece of marble paper. We want to put it up there to there, I'm thinking. And then we could possibly add something else on top of it. Yeah, that's going to work. Let's go with that. We might add some more of my numbers in that beautiful colour with the pale bronze. That could work because there's a bit of a gap there, and we can't have gaps now, can we? But I like coming up that far. It just adds a little mystery, and the purple's working well with the violet colour in that print there, so that's going to be okay. Oh, it was this piece I really wanted to add too. Yes, let's put this piece in here, and that will give that a little bit more light in that section. Almost made to the end, but not quite. So we'll add another little piece just on the end there. We could sneak a tiny weeny strip of this in, I'm thinking. And that's the fun of the strata composition. You can just keep adding to it until you're really happy. You can add tiny little thin strips of paper or prints in between the bigger ones, and it just adds so much more interest. Whoops, I think my numbers are upside down. Whoopsies. Don't tell anybody. I just stuck that one upside down. Right, so what do we think about that? I think I need to leave it to dry to decide if I'm happy with it or if I want to add any more little pieces of something. So while that's drying, let's do this page. And I'd really like to just put one of the beautiful music pages like this one on the page like that, and then one of my beautiful transfers. Which one is the question? I really like that one. That looks beautiful. But then I also like this one. Although, is this one too similar to that? Because, you know, we want them to be okay sitting together, but they can't be too the same. She's probably got the same intense look, so we might not use that one. We could use this one. She's really interesting, but there's a lot of brown in it. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm feeling it. I'm thinking this one. Let's put this one on this page on top of the music notes, and then decide how much collage we want to add to it. Okay, she's down. So what do we think about the placement of the music? Because it was either going to work or it wasn't. I'm pretty happy with it. It looks beautiful on her face. And down her neck here, that's working. Yes, I'm loving it. She's working well. Now the thing is, was a little crinkled when I pulled the print. If you had joined me in my Patreon live this week, you would have seen that was a little bit of a glitch there on the plate. But not to worry, because the face has worked beautifully, and that's what really matters. Down her neck looks fabulous, and you can see those glorious notes coming through with the music page underneath. So we're going to collage over that little oopsie bit there, because collage covers a multitude of sins. Now, what are we going to collage is the question. What paper are we going to use? There's the edge there. I need to trim that off. And there's the edge there. So what will we put here? Right, so that looks really beautiful. I like the copper tone in that marble paper. It really suits the brown, black, or the sepia of the print that I pulled for the image transfer. That's working. So do we want to add some more down here? You know, it could be possible. It does look pretty nice. Oh, or do we want the black? Oh man, I shouldn't have looked up. Ooh, the black's a little dramatic and beautiful. What do you think? Yes, yes, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not even gonna ask for any more opinions. I'm just gonna say yes. Let's do that. Let's put the beautiful black on the edge here, because also in doing that we're carrying some of the colors from that side over to this side of the page, and that looks really cool. I like that. That's pretty nice. I'm gonna put that right there. Oh, look how glamorous she looks. Right, so that's drying up nicely. What do you think about this side? Are we done, or do we want to add a little something else? I know, it's hard to decide. What about we add some more interest or intrigue into this section here? Perhaps a little bit of the Agura lace. What about if we put that on there, which covers one of the eyes? Because I don't know, man, I'm just thinking it's a little bit more interesting to have some intrigue, not so obvious, and I'm just gonna do it. I was looking at it while the other side was getting glued down, and I'm thinking, you know, we could just make it a little bit more mysterious. And I really like this Agura lace. I like the beautiful fibers of it. See, look how more interesting that is. The thing is, with your strata composition, you can't fail. It's absolutely foolproof, because you can just keep adding to your beautiful layers or levels until you're happy. I really love the fibers in this paper. I think that's a little bit more interesting, so not being so obvious with the two eyes there. And I think that looks rather glamorous. That will dry quite transparent, being in the natural color. You might still see it underneath. I'm not sure. Depends how strong that color will come through. But don't you think that's a little more interesting? I do. So do we want to add anything else to these layers? I'm pretty happy, and I like the fact that that's our really strong focal point on this page. The black looks great up here, which connects with the black there. I'm loving it in there as well. The numbers look fabulous. I've just got to trim off the side here, make it all nice and neat, and I'll show you that once it's dried. But yeah, I think it's looking rather beautiful. Really easy composition, great place to start if you're just beginning with your collage journey. Now this is looking beautiful. Let's see how she dries up, and I'll give you a close-up. So what do you think about my beautiful pages? I really love the strata composition. I find it so easy. You don't have to think so much. You can't fail, and it looks absolutely fabulous. Just remember to use a variety of textures, of sizes of the layers, and of colors, and allow yourself to have a whole lot of fun in the creation of your page. The image transfer turned out beautiful, put on top of the music page. Didn't work so good the other way, but you live and learn, right? You have to make mistakes. That's how you grow. You just have to pivot, change what you're doing, and find another way. I'm really happy with these two pages today. They're looking absolutely beautiful, and it was a whole lot of fun. Thanks for joining me today. I really hope you were inspired and encouraged. I really hope you had a lot of fun, because I know I did. Now don't forget, if you want more info or discount codes, you'll find it all in the description under the video. So if you want to actually answer my questions in the flesh, then come and join me on Patreon, where you'll find Fridays is live in the studio, 10 AM New Zealand time. Not sure what that is for you, but you can find it out. We'll talk about life and art and make collage, have a lot of fun, just hang out really. It's pretty low-key and relaxed. I absolutely love it. Now don't forget, I have a playlist for you where you can find all the episodes of this fabulous 100 Days of Collage, and I hope to see you again next time in the studio.